So any questions about any of this? I know it was kind of, we went around the block, but you can unmute, ask any questions you have about, and I could stop the share. I think that was everything I had there. Um, so I know it's like, again, it's a lot of gobbledygook, right? Like, yeah, we use email. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We have a domain. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But like to make them all work together and you could have just one piece missing, and that's the difference between making $1 million and no dollars. So anybody have questions? Mondo, you're good? Everybody? Do you
Yeah,
understand at least a little bit better about how what the building blocks are? Because this is your marketing engine. Like
sure.
Pace is talking about your social being your carbon copy, right? And your drone that goes out there. But if you have no way to collect a lead, if you have no way to talk to them, if you know have no way to sell them something, what's the
Mm,
point? Right?
yep.
Um, and all of these can help you to do that. Um, high level or low level. Doesn't have to be complicated. Yay. Okay, good. Um, the next one, I think we're going to do a landing page. So I'm not going to get into that just because I don't want to muddy the water, but like understand that if you ever want to have a landing page, you have to have a website, you have to be able to communicate with people, right? Because what's the point of a lead magnet if you can't email them and you can't deliver it, right? You want them on your list. I'm going to give you one other thing to think about, and that is I'm in a different mastermind, and it's all about tripwires and building newsletters. For the done for you, yes. So for the done for you, and I can put that link in there if you guys want. But I set up email, domain, landing page because in order to get approved for the SMS, you have to have a landing page and your privacy and your terms and all that stuff. So we do all of that part, and then the if you're ongoing or whatever, I'm going to do these classes, but then I can help you set up your funnel. I can share my funnel system and my workflow, and then you can just customize it, right? Then it's just a step, it's the easy button. It's just a step forward, right? Without having to learn everything from scratch. But so with the done for you, I'm not going to build all your websites and all that stuff. Raz and I were talking about how we could maybe help the community and do that kind of together. But I just thought, like, let's just get you an email, a text, and a way to collect addresses to build your list. Because, oh, this is the story. So I think it might have been HubSpot, but I'll do it different. Anyone ever heard of Newsette? So Newsette started in 2020. It was two ladies in New York City, and they were just doing a newsletter. Newsletter is a business all by itself. Okay. They started an email list, a newsletter, basically about the things they like. It was makeup and hair and things they found. Okay. Newsette. Newsette has 20 million subscribers in the last couple of years. The valuation of their newsletter, which is all digital, they also get affiliates and all that kind of stuff, is $200 million. They built a $200 million business by sending out emails. You're welcome, Nadine. So something to consider, right? Like you're building a business. Now, it might be a portfolio, it might be a lending, it might be, right? But you're building something that you want to be sellable, exitable, and transferable that has value without you. So you're building that. What we're talking about here is a foundational piece of having something that's stable without you, automations, processes, systems, but also as a side note, which is what kind of Pace was alluding to, or that man was talking about the lead magnet, is you're building a list. The list is valuable. So the reason that that newsette has that value at what it is because they have a list of people who buy makeup and hair stuff. Well, can we name some companies who might be interested in not only marketing to them, but buying that list? Ulta, Sephora, right? Whoever. But they also have, yes, awesome. They also have the ability, once you have a list, is you can collab. So in other words, like let's say Mondo and I are going to share. We both have buyers in whatever state. Well, we can each send each other's list. doesn't cost us anything, and we give each other a cut. With all the affiliate stuff he's talking about, having a list will help. Okay. So this is why I think it's really important for us, wherever we are in business. Like I look around the room in Owners Club and I think, gosh, I am way behind real estate wise, right? But I've been running businesses, which real estate is a business. I'm not, right? You have a portfolio and it has a value long term. The business part is also its own value. And if you build a list, that also can be its own value, its own sellable thing, if that makes sense, and that you could use to generate money. So I think that was pretty much it. Anybody else have any other questions? I mean, hope this wasn't too basic, but I hope it helps you kind of see the bigger picture and why it's important to get this piece set up. The next call, if you figure out these things and get them all set up, the next call will show you how I build a funnel, but a lot of them are very simple. They're drag and drop, and we're going to do a very basic. There's a saying that a confused mind never buys. So if you get somebody to come to your landing page like, hey, I have this free calculator. Hey, I have this. Hey, I have that. And they come, you don't want a lot of gobbledygook on there. You want name, email, the end. Sometimes just email. You want them to submit it. Now you have a way to talk to them. You could have a second page, right? But you want it to be very simple. So when we do it next time or tomorrow and we build that, you're going to see it's very, very basic. You just want it to kind of have the same verbiage of whatever whether you're using an ad, like I run Facebook ads. So I do some awareness ads. I do a lead magnet ad for like $5 a day. It's not a lot of money, but I get usually back a year ago when things were better, 100 a day I would get. 100 new people on my list a day for $5. You can't really argue about that, right? But you just have to make sure what the ad says kind of matches where they're going. Because otherwise, like if this is blue and you come over here and it's purple, you're like, wait a minute, am I in the right place? Right? You want that to kind of match. So we keep it very, very simple so that most people are going to opt in. As long as it is what you said it is, they're going to opt in and then you're going to deliver it. And now you have a new relationship to build. Does that make sense? Yay. Okay. If anybody has any questions, go ahead. Go.
I just wanted to say thank you so much because this is very complicated and you're good at the analogies and making it understandable and
Yeah,
digestible. Not everyone who can do the tech side can do the training side.
correct.
So just wanted to say thank you
Thank
for
you.
this opportunity and sharing and being so good at that part too, not just the tech side. That's a
Yeah,
skill. That's a special
it
skill.
is a skill set. It is. I mean, it's also because like I'm trying to break it down to the lowest, simplest verbiage, right? Of this is what it is. Like at the end of the day, and when somebody shared that whole apartment building, it made sense. And I was like, oh, it's a real estate group. This is be great. Because like now I understand how all these things work together, right? And just understanding that is helpful when you start to think about when people start talking about their website and this and that and the other and redirect and all that stuff. You're like, oh, so like a redirect is like I'm sending my mail to this house, but I'm redirecting it to this house. Oh, okay, I get that, right? Like that's all you're doing. And you're either doing that straight at the domain, or you can also do that in your domain settings in GoDaddy or Cloudflare or whatever. You can set that up so it automatically knows. Like anytime somebody types this, send them here, right?
Yeah, kind of
Easy
like
peasy. So thank you for saying that. That makes
yeah,
sense.
kind of like a owners club where the guy was like, I might not be the one writing the copy or doing all this stuff, but now I know what I'm looking for when somebody does do it. I know what I'm looking for to hire,
Mhm.
to ask them to do, to whatever. And so I'm kind of taking it in like that, where it's like,
Yeah,
now I know what to ask for. I know
right.
terminology, I know certain things.
Yep,
And so that's how I'm starting to view it is sure, I might play around in it just a little bit, but
right.
I know that it's not my area of expertise and I'll be hiring someone. So I'm looking at it from like when I hire them, I will understand what I'm asking them for.
Well, And they won't be able to snowball you. Like you are a competent buyer, right? Oh, I need you to set up this. I know you need to do this, this, and this, right? And you'll be able to tell whether they're full of baloney or not, right? Because you understand the basics. You don't have to know how to do all the little things, right? But if you understand the basics of all this and how they all work together and some of the laws about things, that makes you a smarter buyer, right? And then all the bells and whistles. Like I had this example once where like I had my restaurant and I was trying to build value and I had never turned on the loyalty program. Even though I did in my candy store, I just never thought to do it. And it was already a feature. I just had to turn it on. But all of a sudden now my business was more valuable and I knew more about my customers. Why? Because I just turned on this feature, right? But I didn't even think that it was there. I didn't look for it, didn't know I had it until I was looking for it. So that same kind of thing. It's like when you know, then you know. But I know that some of the people, I hired one of the copywriters to help rewrite my welcome series for my candy store. And she was saying that some of the owners were asking her, like they wanted to hire her, but they don't have an email like set up. So they're trying to buy the cart, but they don't even have the horse. Right? You have to have the vehicle to get it there before you can create the things. Does that make sense? So like she was like, can you help her? I was like, yes, I can help her. So anyhow, well, I'm glad you all came. Thank you so much. I was worried I was going to talk to myself. I know
Thank
it's like
you.
super boring, but hopefully helpful, at least big picture.
Thank you.
You're
Very much.
welcome.
Thank you.
And I think tomorrow we're doing the landing page again, like when they explained it all, again, seeing it, I'll probably build one tomorrow just so you can see how easy it is. You're welcome.
Awesome.
And that way
that's
you can
at 2,
see,
right?
yeah,
That's
and
an hour
that, and
later.
I think, yes, because I have a different call. I have like
Okay.
calls. I like had put it at 1 and then I was like, oh shoot, I got a call that time. I got a call that time. And then it was no one left behind. So that week I'm the rainmaker, so I'm doing that. Anyway, and I have Christmas in like a week, so like I gotta start. But yeah, so we'll build a landing page because that's the biggest thing. Like I would love for all of you, whether or not you use me, doesn't matter to me, that I would like you to all be able to say, hey, I took a step forward and I have a place to collect emails and I have something to deliver. Even if it's just a calculator, even if it's a one-on-one, even if it's a book a call, right? It's a way to talk to people,
Thank
which
you.
is important. And then you can build on that, but at least let's get you set up. Basics. And then the next one is, okay, let's collect some stuff, right? Even something to put, like Pace was saying, at the bottom of his YouTube video. Like, if you're interested in plot, right? There's the link. And make that consistent forever, right? And you're going to want to always leave that landing page up. So if somebody watches something in 10 years, they can go to that page and still get an email, right? That's kind of his point about that it's working forever. Perfect, implement, yes, exactly. Yep, I think it's the same link. You're welcome. I think, yeah, I did it all under one, so I would imagine it's the same. Zoom can be weird, so. But thank you, guys. See you all
Thank
tomorrow.
you. See you tomorrow.
Thanks. Have a great one. Bye.
Appreciate you. Bye.
You got it. Bye.